Hey, it's Chuck Dixon back to answer a question. Question I answer here every Monday. Whatcha watching? This is where I troll the streaming services to pick out some gems you may have missed or may want to rewatch or may have just passed over going, is that worth my time? Well, I'm going to try to help you out with that. And if you have any TV shows, movies, or that you'd like me to review or suggestions or questions, please feel free to contact me at brunobookstore@gmail.com. That's brunobookstore@gmail.com. This week I'm going to cover Netflix, pick out a few shows that or movies and shows that are new, some old ones that you may have passed by or wondered about. First one up is Bach Nord. The English title of this is The Stronghold, and it is a French crime thriller, a French policier, and nobody does cop action films better than the French. They have a long history of it, and this one is one of the best I've seen in years. It involves three cops who work a major crimes unit in Marseille, and they learn about a fortified building in the projects that's basically the nexus for all the drug trade, the major drug trade in Marseille in the south of France. And they come up with a very novel way of getting in there and kind of breaking the rules. One of those cops breaking the rules kind of movies. And it leads to a tremendous, epic, extended suspense sequence as they raid the building. And the suspense is excruciating because this movie takes time to let us get to know these characters. We're very swiftly filled in, and within the opening moments of this movie, we're made to really worry about these guys. And so it's edge of the seat from that point on. And the raid is the kind of the action climax of the film, but the drama continues as these three guys are abandoned by their department and hung out to dry. A familiar theme if you follow the news in law enforcement here in the United States. Apparently it happens in France too. This is based on a true story, and it's a fascinating movie beginning to end. It's a very grown-up, well thought out, involving, engaging crime drama with tons of shoot 'em up, lots of action, characters you're really gonna get to know and get to care about, and there's a couple of moments of laugh out loud humor as well. So this one's got it all. I urge you, if you like this kind of movie, if you like cop dramas, if you like crime dramas, you got to check this one out. Just fast-paced, escapist entertainment dynamite. Another one is Spectral. This one's been on Netflix a couple of years, and I think I've watched it 3 or 4 times. It's one of those movies is like, there might be more there, or I just want to watch something I know is good. Spectral is very much a hard science fiction film. It's about a military unit sent to a fictitious Eastern European country that's at war with itself. It's a kind of a Kosovo, Serbia situation going on. And the bad guys here have come up with a new weapon of mass destruction that this mostly American military unit is assigned to learn the secret of. It's set in the near future, and the secret of what this weapon is and that it might have possibly supernatural origins gives a really creepy feel to this film. It delivers on every level. It's a great military sci-fi flick. It's a great action sci-fi flick, and it doesn't do like Marvel superhero action nonsense. All the action is believable. The weaponry, this advanced, like slightly futuristic weaponry and armor and things like that, really well played. The characters, it's very earnestly made. It's well acted. The sets are terrific. The effects are terrific. And the ultimate action suspense climax really delivers. And it's, I don't know, they don't make movies like this very often anymore. Just straight up action adventure, sci-fi, that grounded in reality as much as a science fiction action film can be. But I really enjoyed it, and as I said, I've watched it a number of times. It's worth revisiting. If you maybe you saw it and forgot you saw it, and I'm here to remind you. If you've never seen it and you like military sci-fi, you like good solid action sci-fi, a la Alien, things like that, you gotta check this out. This is a series, a very secret service. It's a series from France. I think it's had 2 or 3 seasons on Netflix. And it's a comedy from France about the Cold War in the early 60s. It's a spy comedy. Very dry humor, very funny characters, really neat, complex situations. Unlike anything we would make here in the United States. These characters are involved in very serious situations, but don't really take them very seriously. And for a large part, it's a satire on, bureaucracy and red tape and government inefficiency. And I kind of dig all that. And the humor, as I said, is very, very dry. My favorite sequence is where some CIA agents come and talk with the French agents about a problem they're having. And the problem they're having is that JFK is sleeping around. And the French keep sitting there waiting to hear what the problem is. It's a very funny scene. And it's typical of this show. Some really funny characters, engaging situations. There's a little romance for the ladies, but it's solid entertainment. And if you haven't seen it, you should. So I think you'll enjoy it. Close is another Netflix production. It stars Noomi Rapace. If you don't, you know Noomi Rapace. She's the most abused woman in cinema history. She was the girl with the dragon tattoo. She gave herself a cesarean in the worst alien movie ever made. And generally, when she appears in movies, she's getting, beaten, stabbed, shot, thrown off cliffs. I mean, really, this woman takes a lot of punishment. She gets beat up more often than Jim Rockford in her movies. And apparently Noomi does all of her own stunts, which impresses me. She's a really good actress, and she's not adverse to being thrown out of a car. So she's a real action star. And this movie, it's good. I usually don't like female-centric action films, at least the later vintage. And I made my name in comics writing strong female characters. I have no problem with action female characters, but I'm not fond of these infallible Mary Sues that populate movies now, mostly to make men look like dopes. But in this one, Noomi acquits herself well. She's a bodyguard hired specifically because she's a woman, because she's going to be protecting the daughter of an oil magnate from the Middle East. And the daughter's spoiled and uncooperative and everything else, and Noomi has to really work hard to keep this girl in line and keep her alive, as a whole bunch of people want her dead. And through the course of the movie, Noomi has to figure out exactly who wants this girl dead, and obviously they don't mind seeing me dead either. The action's believable, locations are great, it paces along like a bullet. It's definitely worth your time. I'm a big Noomi fan, so maybe I'm a little biased. She always delivers in every role, and but this was good. This was solid entertainment. Again, like I like most of my movies, it's grounded in reality. Nothing ridiculous happens here. Nobody falls 40 feet and gets up and runs away. So that's it. That's it for this week. Maybe you're only aware of this program on my channel, but my other program, it's been going on for a couple of years, is Ask Chuck Dixon, where you get to ask me questions about what I do for a living. And I'm a comic book writer, and that's what I answer the questions about. So you might want to check that out. Those drop every Wednesday, so in a couple of days you can check out the next episode of Ask Chuck Dixon. So that's it for this week for Whatcha Watchin', and I'll see everybody down the road. Thanks for watching.